Hey guys, it's x360, also James here. I'm just gonna be short and simple with this introduction real quick. I'm just gonna be slaying. I don't really, because I was kind of behind. I was hoping I could get 90 Night Slayer over the weekend. Some stuff came up. I had to work. I had to do some stuff around the house, and I had some schoolwork to do, so that didn't happen. So, you don't actually have to watch the screen. If you just want to listen to the commentary, that's fine, because all I'm doing is recapping about what happened with anything that happened in Devious and where I stand now, because there's plenty of questions being asked and I want to clear things up. Okay, I'm not going to refer to it as Rune Reborn, because when I was a moderator there and when I was there, it was deviouspk, and everyone, if you guys watch my videos, that's what it was when I was there, and I don't know all the drama that happened after I left, okay? So we're going to ignore that. So let's start from the beginning. When I started making videos, well, first how I got to Devious, I knew Dale. Me and Dale met on different forums, and he referred me to the server, said, this is when Dale was still staff. He said, do you want to come play? And I said, yeah, I enjoyed it. I loved the server, played around, enjoyed it. I joined forums probably 2 weeks after I was already playing in-game. I started PKing, just like everyone else, started PKing, started seeing, dicing's really fun. I ended up buying my first Dicer account for 3 claws, and that was I didn't donate. I donated on x360, but I didn't get my Dicer rank yet. I donated $20, I want to say once, just so I could have the donator title and stuff like that. I had my first dicer. I loved hosting, stuff like that. And then after that, I bought a max dicer. It was right after I made my first next set. I bought, and I was also known as Book of Eli at the time on Devious, before x360 was known. Afterwards, after Book of Eli, there was some drama that happened with, I remember when Dale got demoted and all the drama that happened with him. Everyone was flaming Terrence, and then Terrence kind of went on a spree and just reset anyone that flamed him. I remember I yelled on Book of Eli saying, what did I say? Re-promote Dale, and next thing you know, Terrence reset me. I was lucky at the time that I didn't keep all my money on, on Book of Eli, and I used x360 as my alt, because that was still my main account to PK on. So I had a large chunk of my dicing wealth there, but also at the time I lost quite a bit on Book of Eli. So after that, I started, x360 became a known dicer, and I became a high class dicer, and I was on forums actively and stuff like that. And most people knew of Deposit Box and Color Farm. I knew them as Alyssa and Alejandro. Let's see, how do I explain this part of the story? They always seemed, before I was part of anything, before I was even in the dicing scene, everyone kind of knew Deposit Box or Alyssa, because they were always rich. They had an insane amount of wealth. And I remember I lost so many dice duels to Deposit Box. I swear to God, he hacked. At the time, that's what I blamed it on. I lost so many dice. I don't think I ever won a dice duel on him. And I'm talking a few next sets, and this is when I only had a 5-10 next bank and stuff like that. So time went on. I got close to all of them. I still didn't know how either of them was making their wealth and stuff like that. It was just, one day I would see them with something, and the next day you see them with a dunge set and a P1H and all this. I never understood. It wasn't until probably after 3 months of me playing, and then I applied for my mod position. I became a moderator and stuff like that. 2 months after I was mod, once I became global mod, I got promoted, and that was when Deposit Box was looking to quit. This was right before Martin came along, and it was just Terrence, and there was no admins really. Patrick wasn't doing anything and stuff like that. So the server was it was at a downfall, and we weren't sure what was going on. This was with Lawrence. Lawrence came in, I think. It was at this time. If not, he was coming in. Anyways, Deposit Box was looking to quit and stuff like that, and he didn't want to distribute his wealth to the public, so it was between me and Alyssa, and, like, we went PKing, and, again, I did not know how he got his wealth and stuff like that. I didn't know and stuff like that. So we went he gave me and Alyssa, I don't think he even gave Alyssa, I think she already had a ton, but he gave us a Selly set, and then we went PKing in that, and Third Age and stuff like that. He then quit. Alyssa told me what happened, like how he had so much money, and it was a vote point exploit glitch that most of you guys are aware of, because later on he exploited it to the public and it blew up on forums and stuff like that. Now, before we get into it, yeah, I know what I did was wrong, and I already know this. David and Martin already know this, because I knew about the glitch. I never punished Alyssa for it, and then I went and used it too. But, well, I didn't actually do the glitch. I had access to one of Alyssa's accounts that had probably a bunch of vote points that I used for mystery boxes and stuff like that. Now, disclaimer, before anyone thinks that look, I've admitted what I did was wrong and stuff like that. I don't necessarily regret it, only because it was on a game and I didn't do anything to gain myself. Everything I did was to give back to the community. I went PKing and chaotics. I always deathmatched the poor people and stuff like that. I didn't get anything out of this glitch. I gave back. And originally, me and Alyssa were doing it because we wanted to say fuck Terrence. We wanted to screw Terrence over, and we wanted to fuck over the economy, because Terrence wasn't going to update the server, and I still believe to this day he would never have updated the server. It wasn't for Martin and David. And look at them. They understood how Terrence worked. And I know Martin was friends with Terrence, so no offense to Martin or David. I understand the situations that he puts you guys in, from Patrick's stories and other staff stories, along with others. So that is that. And before Martin came along, me and Alyssa, we could have gotten away with a lot more of it, but there was definitely suspicion between Alyssa and Deposit Box real world item trading. Now, there was accusations thanks to Sonny, which I'll say fuck you, Sonny, because you're going off accusations just because you think you've heard a rumor or two. I don't really care about you. Well, I like you. I just didn't care about that you jumped in the bandwagon saying, oh, let's jump and let's say he real world item traded. No, guys, I never real world item traded. I would never do that. And, well, that kind of blew up as a rumor when I resigned, but I'm getting to that. So pretty much what happened was, it was around Thanksgiving time. I was on vacation. I was in Boston, and that's when Deposit Box went in, exploited the glitch to a bunch of randoms, and it blew up on forums, and everyone saw it and stuff like that. So that's how Martin and David, I want to say I'm pretty sure it was just Martin, thanks to some of the features Martin added to the mod and the staff team, they were able, and anyone who had admin access to logs and stuff like that could have saw, and that they both acknowledged that there was an account with vote points, and it had plenty of trades to me. So at the time, Alyssa got caught. There was no way Alyssa could get out of it and stuff like that, and she got banned. She didn't get IP. David was pretty lenient towards her and stuff like that. He just banned all her accounts, and she had no wealth and stuff like that. I was still mod at the time. I said, me and Alyssa used to share the account and stuff like that, and I didn't know of stuff like that. Yes, I know I was lying, guys, but I don't really know how to explain it. I'm aware I was lying. I've apologized to David and Martin, and from what I know, we're on a new server. I've talked to Martin. I haven't talked to David yet. I've talked to Martin. He's said the past is behind us. Let's just look forward on this server. And I know Martin and David are very mature people. They're not fucking 14-year-olds that are going to sit there and bitch, be like, oh, he lied to me, I can't trust him. I believe that they're both very, very mature in the position that they're in. Especially, mainly because I know I have an idea of what they're doing on the server. Like, they're doing this to be the opposite of Terrence and actually provide for the community and stuff like that. So with that being said, Alyssa got banned. I was still mod, and I got out of it. David kind of gave me a firm warning, and I was aware of that. About 2 months went on, and I was starting to become inactive. A majority of the staff team knew I was going to be resigning because school was starting back up for me. Sorry, guys. I needed a new test. School was starting back up for me. I talked to them. I said that, look, the server's not what it used to be and stuff like that. And it was just, I wasn't enjoying it. And you guys knew that in my videos. And it wasn't really hidden from the staff team that I was looking at resigning. Well, the 2 months went on. Alyssa probably spammed me with a good 1,000 Skype messages saying that it's my fault that she got banned and stuff like that because she thought I threw her under the bus, and I really didn't. I still to this day, I didn't throw anyone under the bus. And there was a few mods that, well, not even mods, a few players that me and David also discussed at the time when I went for my resignation and stuff like that. I never threw anyone under the bus, just so everyone's clear on that. That's not something I would do. But anyways, Alyssa got mad at me. Started like freaking out at me, and I told her, look, I'll see what I can do. This is when, like, there was no way I was getting unbanned, and it was mainly because, well, there was nothing to hide what she did. Anyways, she was getting mad at me. This is when I was becoming inactive. I was looking at resigning. I was talking to Kieran and Matt a lot. I mean, they both knew the situation I was in. So did Bernard and Chinese and like everyone. Everyone on the staff team pretty much knew the situation I was going through, especially Scout. I remember talking to Scout. But anyways, a lot of the staffs knew, like, well, I don't know if they actually knew. I think a majority of them knew, like, I had to be getting my wealth from somewhere, but I remember there was a few staff members that thought I real world item traded, and no, I didn't, and I never sold or bought, and I never will. So just to throw that out in the record for everyone, and there's no, I hold no hard feelings against anyone that did say something towards me. I'm very brutally honest, and I'll confront them if they say something. But anyways, that's not the main point. I was looking at resigning. Alyssa was getting mad. She pretty much leaked all my Skype chats with David, pretty much revealing that when we did share the account for the vote points, that I was part of it. But she also manipulated and edited a lot of our chats to make it seem like I was, in fact, real world item trading, and I wasn't. Like, I don't know how to explain it. We would make jokes about people, like, I'm sure everyone does. So, like, when you see someone rich and you see it's a random, you're like, oh, he bought his stuff and stuff like that. This is like, we didn't know they had alts, like who the alt and who their main was and stuff like that. But at the time, I was looking at resigning probably the end of the month, and this was like a week before the end of the month exactly. And I remember logging in, and David confronted me, and I'm pretty sure he was very mature about it too, and I took no hard feelings of how David approached me, and I know he talked to Martin, and I hold no hard feelings against Martin either, because again, I understood what they were doing. But we came to an agreement. Well, the situation in the past was going to lead to my demotion, but I was already planning on resigning, and the majority of the staff team knew it. So instead of putting the demote, I did my farewell, my resignation thread all in one because I was leaving the server, guys. And it was that simple. The main reason was that we came to a conclusion with David. It was, we lost several other mods. This was, I can't remember who else resigned and stuff like that. But we were short on staff team. David was still trying to find new mods and stuff like that. So it was in our better. I was resigning in the later that week, so I don't really know how to explain it, but I did resign. I technically resigned before I was actually demoted because we came to agreement, but we both understood where I was coming from and stuff like that. Other than that, why I got banned on Devious, I don't know. I got banned about a month after I resigned, and I didn't sign into Devious at all, like, whatsoever, and I was barely on Skype and stuff like that. I was in school, and I was busy in school. I really didn't think I was going to come back to any games or videos and stuff like that, and it was that simple. so I didn't really know. I remember logging Skype on my phone, and Kieran sent me a bunch of messages saying you're getting banned, you're getting banned and stuff like that. Now, I have several theories of why I got banned. None of them have been confirmed, simply because I haven't talked to David or Martin, and nor do I actually plan on it, because they have moved on to their own server, which they're constructing very well, and I have moved on to, so I have no reason to confront them for the reason. But my theories are, one, I had a large amount of wealth distributed among many accounts, and I remember giveaways were bannable. Like, if you were giving away stuff, you're getting in trouble. So I could see why I got banned, because either thinking that I might give away my items and destroy the economy, or I might be selling them, or I might have given away my account and ownership and stuff like that. So that was that's one theory I have to why I got banned. Although I'm not sure, because if it was simply because of my extraordinary wealth, I would have been reset. And David and Martin both had access to files to completely reset me. But they didn't, because, well, I don't think there was really a necessary reason to at the time. Because honestly, a majority of my wealth, like, I'm going to be uploading those my bank videos and stuff like that before I left Devious later on. Majority of my wealth, I had a bunch of rares and stuff like that. It came, everyone, now you can call me out on this, but you can ask Matt and a bunch of other people, and all my videos, I was one of the highest dice duel stakers, and I got lucky, guys. I have all my videos of 100 next dice duels, 55 P1Hs. I have private dicing sessions with Matt when I won some of his dungeon armor and stuff like that. It's not like I use the vote points to gain my wealth. Any of my next sets and stuff like that, no, I bought those from my dice duels and from staking and stuff like that. Anything that I had from mystery boxes, if you guys saw my account that I, MobX, that was my hybriding account, anything pretty much on there, it was from mystery boxes. And I didn't do anything to, I don't want to say I didn't do anything to hurt the economy, because I definitely know how the impact of supply and demand worked. But I had chaotic sets, primal boots, P-hats, Santa hats, but nothing that I went out and gave away. I would PK with it. I produced commentaries with it. I produced entertainment for the community with these items. And, well, that was, I don't want to say it's justified, because I understand I exploited a glitch and I used it to my advantage, but I didn't use it for my own purpose, like Alyssa did, and probably Alejandro. I'm almost positive they were real-world item trading at some point. I knew Alyssa did on Soul Split and a few other servers, so there's no doubt in my mind she probably did it here. And I really don't care. I'd not want to trash talk, but after what she did to me, I thought we had some level of trust, but there's very few people I actually trust, and most of them would be Martin. Well, yeah, I trust Martin, David, Matt, I trust all the time. Like, I trust Matt with about everything. Kieran, I trust. Pretty much the whole ex-SCAF team that I worked with. I trust Matthias. I trust Diablos. I trust Sonny somewhat. I don't really trust Josh, just because Josh was kind of shady towards me. But anyone that was a staff member when I was a staff member, I probably trust you guys, and I'm glad you guys respect me. And anyone who actually knew the story of this situation, you knew it before anything happened. You probably knew it by talking on TeamSpeak with me, by talking in Skype. I explained this story much before this video to several close friends and who actually wanted to hear the situation. And now anyone that's just hearing this and you're thinking, oh, I don't like him now and stuff like that, I'm not going to change your mind. I understand if you feel like you have to judge me on my past in the server, then feel free and judge me on the past in my server. But you can, like Kieran, Matt, everyone knows I'm a nice guy. I didn't do anything to harm anyone except Terrence, because he didn't care about the community. And everyone knew that. It didn't matter if you were a new player or not. So I really hope you guys see where I was coming from of when we were kind of out to destroy Terrence. But then David and Martin came along, and I stopped that plan. And we kind of went towards, I went towards my entertainment. So everything from the glitch that actually happened was somehow given back to the community, whether you watch my videos or you killed me a few times and stuff like that. I never asked for my chaotics back. I never asked for any items back when I got smited and DC'd and stuff like that. So I gave back a lot more than you guys actually think. Regardless if it was a glitch or not, I gave you guys a head start in the game if you guys came out and killed me, and I fought randoms and stuff like that. But a few miscellaneous stories within the glitch. Yeah, it was kind of nice because what we did was we bought mystery boxes and stuff like that. Everyone asked, that's how I got my imbued rings. I actually had a bunch of imbued rings from Deposit Box before I even found out about the glitch, and he pretty much gave me enough to be set on them. Again, I never thought, I just thought he might have gambled them and stuff like that. I didn't really think at the time. But anyways, with the mystery boxes, the items you can get. You can get your chaotics, you can get your Santa hats, your masks, your rangefires, and your boots and stuff like that, and your claws. Well, I kind of went for mini goals and stuff like that. I never went and sold stuff, and I might have sold it to the donator shop for chaotics. Like, I had mini goals of I wanted 100 chaotic sets, I wanted 100 Santa hats, and I wanted X amount of masks and stuff like that. I never really achieved any of them. It was no big deal to me, but it was still fun and stuff like that. I remember Deposit Box went for his 1,000 claw goal, and he posted this all on forums. This was like once I joined the server, so ignore everything that we just talked about. And he said he was staking. He was actually doing the glitch at the time, guys. And you saw the screenshot, and then it showed him getting reset by Terrence when he hit just about 400 claws. So when we were in the mode, I should say, the mindset that we wanted to fuck over Terrence, we're like, let's do it. Let's achieve the goal that he didn't achieve. And this was me and Alyssa talking at the time. And we were going to get 1,000 claws. Among Us, before, this was right around Thanksgiving when it happened, we were probably at about 750 claws among our accounts. And now that account, like that got reset and wiped or banned with Alyssa. She had them. So again, that's not something that you'll see in my bank video along with everything else. Although I hope you guys understand the situation. Now, if you feel that you do need, I'll repeat it again. If you feel you need to judge me and stuff like that, feel free. But everything I did, I gave back. I didn't do it for myself and stuff like that. I didn't harm anyone in a way, I guess I could say that. But everything, it was for fun. It's a game. That's what you do, is you play the game for fun and stuff like that. I wasn't doing anything for profit. I wasn't doing anything for the wrong reasons necessarily. It was entertainment purposes, and I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. And I hope everyone, doesn't really change their opinion on me. I know the true people who I do call and trust as on the online, I know they already knew the situation, and I know their opinions haven't changed. I've talked to Martin and David, like I said. They've moved past it. But anyone that's curious about my backstory, or if you just watch my videos and you wanted a backstory about the drama, well, there it is. It doesn't change me. I'm still going to be making videos even without a glitch. I'll go out there risking my bank. I'll go out there dicing my bank just for you guys. And look at that. We have Paul. Let's give a shout out to Paul. It was nice seeing that Paul. It was nice seeing that Paul watched my video last time, and that really kind of gave me a boost. He seems like a really nice guy. I'm looking forward to all the I'm looking forward to everything that him being on the staff team with David and everyone can bring. So, well, guys, I think I'm going to end it there. It's 25-minute video. I'm not really sure why he just teleported to me. I'm kind of scared now. Bum, 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 bum. Anyways, that'll be it. Please like, comment, subscribe. And you haven't already, this is AxionPK that I am currently playing on. And feel free to come join. I'll put a link in the description, as always. Please register on forums. Keep updated. We have there's contests weekly, monthly. There's currently an iPhone giveaway going on right now. There's a chance to win 100 mil if you feel like making an intro for AxionPK for a promotional video and every other video and stuff like that. So feel free, come join the forums. Use me as your referred member. It says, were you referred by someone? Put x360, my in-game name, also my forum's name. This is James, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys some more in my next video.